I support the rollback 100% for this year.
But Palm Coast residents will see their taxes go up. City Councilman Ed Danko cast the sole no vote on the city's budget. Instead, council passed a budget that keeps the millage rate flat. That equates to a tax increase of up to 15% for some property owners. Councilman John Finelli says while council shouldn't manage the city, they should know how their money is being spent, with wants and needs clearly identified.
It is going to impact people if we don't heat the pool. It is going to impact people if we don't get the golf carts we need for the golf course. It is going to impact people if we don't do anything with our saltwater canals, which we haven't for a long time. We have some tough decisions to make, and I do understand that it's not our responsibility to tell the city manager where to make those cuts, but it definitely is our responsibility to know what those cuts are going to mean for our citizens and to know that our citizens are okay with living without those luxuries moving forward.
Councilman Nick Kloufas agreed.
If we are just to set an X number millage rate, then I think it is our job to be able to at least advise our city manager to direct the directors on how these cuts would be made. If we just say, here, we're going back to the full rollback rate, I would agree with my colleagues that it worries me on where those cuts would come from. Are we not going to hire the 7 emergency personnel that are going to help save potentially our lives or provide safety? Or are we going to be eliminating, additional money from the street paving program? I think these are decisions that we're responsible for up here, and that is the burden.
Mayor David Alfin expressed concern over the city's current budget process.
The disinformation has been rampant. It bothers me to no end that the factual information which is available and has been on our city website every day of those 7.5 months is not understood or even realized by all of our residents, because I would invite all of the community to participate in the process every step of the way.
Danko also called for the process to be reformed.
It's clear by where we're at, it's a failed process. It doesn't work. You folks at home, you don't get to sit around for 4 or 5 months and, go over your budget and put it in a big book. You get hit with inflation, you get hit with a recession, you get hit with gasoline prices through the ceiling, utility bills. You sit at the kitchen table and you say, okay, that's it. We've got to cut what we're spending. Maybe we don't get steak as often as we got it. Maybe we buy hot dogs, maybe we buy chicken. Whatever it is, we deal with it at home at obviously a smaller level than we do on a city, but it's still the same thing.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. A 54-year-old man is arrested on charges of child abuse and neglect.
In 2019, sheriff's detectives arrested an individual for putting laxatives in child's medication. He was arrested for this crime, and this week he was sentenced to 14 months in state prison, to be followed by 36 months of probation.
That's Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley. The sheriff's office began investigating the case following a call from the mother that Craig Allen Ripple had allegedly tampered with her 14-year-old son's medication and other odd behaviors. The mother provided the tampered meds as well as video footage showing Ripple removing items from the child's bedroom. Ripple did admit tampering with the teen's medication.
This was a sick individual that would do something like this to a child. I hope he learns his lesson in state prison.
The victim in the case has since moved out of state and no longer has contact with Ripple. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm J.P. Bazette.
Improved fire and rescue services could be coming to Flagler County, Palm Coast, and Flagler Beach.
Battalion Chief Kyle Berryhill describes the interlocal agreement proposal that updates a 20-year-old arrangement with Flagler County and Flagler Beach.
This is us putting on paper our commitment to being good partners and good neighbors. And it allows us to do things. It says there are places like the line between Bunnell and Palm Coast would be a hard line. A Palm Coast fire truck wouldn't go one way and another one wouldn't come another. But that's not what we're trying to do. If someone has a high threat level emergency, we want to respond and give that person their best, even if it means crossing a jurisdictional boundary.
Berryhill says it makes sense to have the new agreement in place.
Our residents eat at the chicken pantry, right? So if something happens there, just because you cross the line, that doesn't mean that you're not one of the Palm Coast citizens. And Bunnell residents and Flagler Beach residents live and shop and play here. We're a community, and that's how it works. We have a little bit different funding sources and some different levels of responsibility, but we want to be good to each other, and that's how we can be great to our citizens.
The proposal will be presented at a city council workshop on Tuesday. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
Open Door Recovery's annual event has returned.
As with lots of events that we've missed because of COVID, Open Door Recovery's event is back at Hammock Beach Resort this fall. Jake, who was part of the conversation, said that there's a new website to help you help Open Door Recovery.
We got a brand new website up. It's very easy to navigate. Tickets are available right now. You can get a ticket to the gala or you can donate, and we're giving away a $50 gift card to a local Flagler County restaurant with a minimum donation of $100. So there's several ways to contribute, but we're just trying to get the awareness up, promote the event.
The website, www.opendoorrecovery.org. Pastor Charles Solano said on a recent episode of Lifeline that the gala is on November 11th at 6:30 at Hammock Beach Resort. Listen to Lifeline on Saturday mornings at 9 here on WNZF or on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, solving the problem of failure waiting to happen. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's morning news. I'm Amy Cherry.